Yeah. I think people will be happy with the changes we're making to the show.
I think so too. You're welcome. You're welcome.
We made the songs a little longer now. I don't know if you guys noticed, just a little bit. But yeah. More to come. More changes to come.
Indeed. Only for the better, of course.
Only for the better. More great positive change. Yeah, no, I don't know why I didn't think of an a cappella version of the theme song sooner. That's kind of a no-brainer, but makes perfect sense.
To us.
Yeah.
It just comes to us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we figured it out now.
Yeah.
My word. We came off of recording the episode 51, talking about the sub stuff. That's just depressing. I think we should lift the mood a little bit and talk about just fun things.
Fun
throughout this episode, right?
Together.
Yeah. I don't think we need to talk about people dying and none of that.
Not this time, maybe next time.
Maybe next time, yeah. It seems to be once per episode we talk about some sort of killing or murder or
it's a part of life. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Stop hiding from the truth, people.
It's also just a part of podcasting. I think a lot of success in podcasting is related to true crime, and it's just a big part of the industry. So hey, we're doing it for ratings. We're doing it to move up for the algorithm. So,
people love murder.
Yeah,
because everybody knows the sound. Bum bum.
Yeah. Dum bum bum dum bum.
Mm-hmm.
When that saxophone comes in, when that Kenny G comes in.
Ooh, boy, that shit is brilliant. Oh, damn.
Yeah, so we do it for you, and it's your fault that we have to talk about so much violence.
It hurts our hearts. Our hearts are heavy.
So heavy.
They weigh heavier than that submarine did.
Heavier than the Titan submersible vessel.
If you threw our hearts in the ocean, it would be fine because it's heavy and it's a more durable material. So
we just saw Jessica Kirson live. That's the last live show we saw. What'd you think of her?
She was funny. I liked the show.
Yeah. Did you know anything about her going into it?
I think I might have seen a little bit of stuff from her before, but I don't think I've really seen too much, honestly.
Yeah.
She was hilarious. There was one joke that stuck in my head. She was like, she was talking about her daughter, saw her in the shower and was crying, and she was like, I don't want to look like you. She was like, it's okay, we use mommy's egg. You're gonna be hot, but you're gonna be a bitch and you're gonna gaslight. I was like, I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine? You got a kid and they're crying.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Like, you're so ugly. Am I going to turn into that? Yeah.
Oh, son. Goddamn.
That's what's interesting about being a mixed kid growing up is it's like I can see really quite clearly which features are from either one of my parents. With like homogenous kids, that are like born of the same race parents, like you really have to dig deep to figure out what looks like who, But for me, it's like, oh, clearly I get my ass from my mom. Clearly I get my upper middle class disposition from my father. Clearly, eye. It's things like that are really so much clearer. So
Get that.
and it is fascinating with the whole like in vitro fertilization thing. So they're a lesbian couple, Jessica and her wife, but that does fascinate me to think, okay, you're gonna be granting someone else's like genetics that they donated to your child. So I mean, I wonder how much I wonder how much thought they devote to how much their kid acts like the person who donated the sperm or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how much they preoccupy about the possibilities of how much that might influence.
Where did they get that from? It must be from
I know, right? Like, because like some people use that as like a label to say like, oh, you're acting like your mom or whatever, or that's her genes or whatever. I wonder how. I guess the question I'm asking is how much is nature versus nurture? Like is somebody's outside genetic donation going to influence your child's development in a substantial way that you can notice? So then again, I don't know anybody personally who's had kids in vitro like that with sperm donation. Okay, do you know them personally, the kids or the parents?
No, I was saying I gave birth to children via
I see.
donation. Yeah.
So you donated?
I gave birth.
What?
No, I would donate. I would.
I'm just getting more and more lost here. Sorry to ruin your joke or whatever you had in mind there. I was just really fucking. I was like, oh, you know somebody, cool.
Like, oh, damn, he's lost. No, I don't. I don't know nobody. I don't know. Well, no, I don't know actually. I might know someone, but like I don't know how they had their kid. But I know. I don't actually know how they had their kid. I don't know because I think everyone does like different stuff.
I know people who've adopted like living children already, but I don't know anybody who got a donor.
Actually, I used to know a couple, and we were like, it was more like a work thing. So like I didn't know them that personally, but I knew that one of them was actually pregnant. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I don't know, you know what I'm saying, how it actually happened.
And then I've known people who do in vitro, but with their partner's sperm, like they can't get pregnant like normally, so they go and get their sperm frozen or whatever, and then get it done in a petri dish and then put back in the mommy.
That's so expensive.
Yeah, I've known that and known people. But
let me tell you, I pray to be sterile, but if I ever did want a kid, that's what's terrible. There's so many people that wish they were sterile, and there's so many people that wish they were like super fertile. And God's a cruel fucking mistress, because it's like you gotta give the proper shit to the proper people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
but it doesn't work like that. Yeah,
doesn't work like that.
It's always the people. It's like the shortest people that are fucking into basketball, and who like know all the ins and outs.
Oh my fucking god!
But you can like pick them up with 2 fingers and throw them.
Oh shit! Like Owen Wilson in Night at the Museum.
Exactly.
I don't know the other guy's name, but he was the cowboy.
They are so into March Madness. Those little, exactly, those little figurine people. You just can't get enough. And that's our plight as people, to be fascinated with the things that we can't have.
True.
And this is the last time I'll bring up the dumb submarine ship, but I think that's the infatuation with deep sea exploration and risky tourism like that, of that nature is up to this point, we haven't been able to have this, or I personally haven't been able to have this. And if I can achieve it within reason, I'm going to go for it. People think that way because I think we as people, I'm just like going off on a whole thought process here, but I think that people are sort of geared to conquer new things and to explore new horizons. I think that's why our brains developed the way they do, why we're, intelligent life now, because our biology has set us on this course to expand ourselves and everything that around us that we experience. We want to move onward and upward. Next is going to be Mars, next is going to be fucking looking for another goddamn planet when we're not even through with this one, it's because it's just people's ambitions are intrinsic to our biology.
We got to survive. We got to find something new.
Find something new, on to bigger and better things. But here's something I want to get into. Nothing new here. There's a story that I saw today that really resonated with me, but I'll get into it off of another thing that I thought about a couple weeks ago. Just certain people that really irritate me, and it's like a group of people. So if we're going to get specific, I promise it won't get racist. I just mean a group of people. They really get on my nerves. And I don't always know why, but there's something about, you know what I'm talking about. Like when something just gets under your skin that you can't quite place your finger on it, but just to stay away from it. It's like when someone does you wrong, like as soon as like a white girl breaks up with you or says some off-color shit, then you become racist. Then it's all white girls are this way and fuck all of them. Or or if like a Mexican dude cuts you off and then another one does a week later, you start to do all this mental math that nobody nobody around you factors in at all, and all of a sudden you're racist and you hate Mexican guys while you're driving. You're like, let this motherfucker in this lowrider cut me off with the rims.
Are these specific?
These are not specific to me. No. These are just.
Are these specific to somebody you know?
These are just off the cuff examples. I'm trying to relate to the audience. This is our audience I'm talking about. No, the group that upsets me are cosplayers. I can't stand it. I just can't. I cannot do it. I used to work with somebody at Target who it's like a grown man who's shorter than me, and Cameron knows him too. He would dress up at all the expos as different like women, as like Lucina from Smash Bros, from Fire Emblem, and like with the colored wig and the whole thing, and it's very intricate,
Yeah, let him live his life. Look, no, I want to be a cosplayer, Hikey. I want to go to those and shit. I want to go to the Comic Cons and cosplay and dress up and do bat flips.
Now
and
listen,
shit.
Listen. I don't have listen to me. I don't have a problem with the costume development. The costume aspect of it is cool. Mm-hmm. It's the play part that I want nothing to do with.
Because they act like the character?
Because they act so poorly like the character.
I can see that. Okay.
Because it's like that's their fantasy. That's what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And okay, who are the people that consume Star Wars? Who are the people that really, really love Star Trek? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Who are the people who love the things that they go to these events to dress up and act as? They're people with no business doing any of that. The only people they need to be dressing up as are the disgusting aliens that inhabit the worlds. Are the fucking disgusting ass, decrepit, like fat, slovenly, misshapen, utterly and completely abhorrent beings that exist around the main characters in those worlds. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. I'm glad we're on the, and I hate those groups. I hate the people that think that just because they know a tailor or because they bought a sewing machine that they now too can become the Joker, or they can become.
Look, there's different dimensions. There's a fat Joker out there.
It's just a huge marketing tool. That's all that is. It's to get people to engage in this unseemly behavior.
It isn't a marketing tool. Plus, they be having fun out there. You get to get along with people that like.
That's part of what I hate is the fun that they're having.
That sounds like a hater.
Yeah, I am. I'm a big hater. Like in my Instagram feed the other day, I wish I had this saved because I only have this other thing saved because this ticked me off even more that I'm gonna pull up in a second. But what this started with was, I don't know where this guy with a mermaid tail shows up in my regular feed, but that's like, okay, cool. He's like filming for Aquaman or something. I don't know. It's this really like jacked dude with a whole ass mermaid fin on, a custom mermaid fin. I'm like, okay, there's no problem with that inherently. But what got me a little pissed off was how fucking excited this guy was about his mermaid shit. Was how much fun he was having. Like he was giddy. Right? Like he was like, oh, I'm so excited to unbox my new mermaid fin, you guys. It's here. It's in this. Oh, it's in this bag. Look, feel how heavy this is. Oh my! And he's getting the camera crew to come hold it, and they're all geeking out over this thing. And then he puts it on, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's fucking perfect!" And it's like, here's this guy who looks like Matthew McConaughey with this dumbass flipper on. acting like a 12-year-old on camera for thousands of people.
That's how you get that Roblox money.
Oh my god! I know the kids. It's kids that love to watch people make fools of themselves like this. Yeah,
whatever it's called, the V-Bucks. Yeah, that's the Fort Bucks. That's how you get the V-Bucks, boy.
And the adults that go to these events and engage in behavior like this. It is severe arrested development is all it is. It's that they watched videos of people doing the same thing when they were kids. As these people now were kids, they saw these same people shooting videos in adulthood, normalizing this kind of behavior.
God damn.
And now they think it's okay to on their weekends to dress up like the Minions and run around speaking Minionese or whatever the language is. Minish. I don't know what it's called.
Minionist.
Oh, but so it started with this, and then, or no, sorry, it started with the guy I'm going to pull up, and then I saw a comment from this mermaid dude. Clicked on that. I threw up in my mouth, and then I tried to go back to this guy, and it's all the same, and it's all disgusting. And Here's a video of what I'm talking about right here. I'll just pull it up. This guy, he cosplays as Spider-Man and a ton of other people, but mainly Spider-Man. And it's just so upsetting to me. It's completely and totally upsetting. So here's Spider-Man and Black Cat.
2023? That means I'm not in my universe.
Huh, you don't look like the Peter Parker from my universe.
Hey, look at this suit. It's different from mine.
Oh, that's my Spidey's old suit. How did you get here?
Not sure. I must have been pulled ahead and...
Yeah, I mean... So here's the problem, right? Here's why I think we're going to throw hands in a second.
You go first and I go.
I'm so happy to be having this discussion with you. because you, along with another just deranged subgroup of people in this country and in the world, you like anime.
Anime is the shit.
Are you really into anime?
Anime is a culture, a
And
lifestyle.
and being into anime to me is kind of like finding out somebody's into like some like disgusting food, like some terrible tasting food, like where I've had it and I know I can't stomach it. I know it tastes bad. I know I'm not going to enjoy eating this, but they like it. So, okay, let them order it themselves. Let them enjoy it. Who am I? Who am I to yuck their yum just because I don't like it, right?
Yeah. Anime is like, what's that shit? The fish eggs, and the rest of y'all are just too. You're not fucking sophisticated enough to understand the delicacy of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Sure. And that's a bad example because I like that. And I actually like things that are delicacies. The only problem is that anime is not a delicacy. Anime is like some sort of stale bag of off-brand chips in the back of a Dollar Tree shelf.
Dare you.
Then when I open it, I can smell how bad it's going to taste because the bag was already fully expanded before it was like ready to burst. And that's the reason why it was at Dollar Tree to begin with, because it was well past its expiry date, So that's what I think of anime. But I can appreciate anime as an art form and on the technical and creative level that it takes to produce. I can really appreciate that. Yeah. I have a special disdain for like dubbed anime and for English speaking voice actors takes.
I feel that.
It's the cringiest thing ever. It's awful. And that's this guy's inflection right here. I mean, that's what he's doing essentially.
And time?
Well, it looks...
What? No way. Stop it. You're kidding. Oh my God. I have to run. I can't. There's no time. We have to go now. Like the breathing and the... You see what I'm saying? You see how that... Does that not make you want to, like...
I'm going to be honest. I don't like this video. I don't like...
Yeah.
I also don't like your I also don't like this that you're doing right here. I don't like it.
Because it's fucking terrifying. It's unnatural. And you hit the nail on the head when you said it's for kids. That's some shit that you need to speak like that for a kid to understand it. You have to sound like that for a kid to be able to understand the story. Not for any other reason than that a child can't understand the subtlety of human emotion such that they need somebody to sound like this in order for them to get the message that this is important and that this fucking matters. And it doesn't matter. You're all insane. You all look... I almost said a bad word, and I'm not going to, but that's what you look like. That's what you look like and what you sound like. I can't stand it.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Oh, I'm tired of your shit. Remember when I ordered, I think I ordered 2 Spider-Man suits, and I had you take pictures of me, and I was like, I'm gonna wear these to the riot so I could get away with stealing shit.
Well, that's different. That's like fun. That's like a meme almost. You're not going there getting in the Spider-Man pose. You're not doing like one of these. Like,
you think I wouldn't have done that at the riots? You think I wouldn't have done that? I'd be like,
you're not fucking.
You wouldn't have done that.
But again, it's like a joke. And like the guy, so it's funny you said there was like the video of the Batman guy at the Capitol riots who's like walking through the smoke, right? In the Dark Knight suit. That's only cool because no one's speaking. I guarantee if that motherfucker said like I'm Batman or any of that shit, it would have ruined the entire video, because he would have embodied a role that he doesn't deserve to, or that like he has no business being in. And I guarantee you his voice wouldn't fit the bill. None of it.
I'm Batman.
Exactly. I'm Batman. And then it's like, okay, video over. It's a reason he didn't speak in that video. You know what I mean? Because it's more about the symbolism. It's more about like, oh, here's the juxtaposition of Batman in this hectic fray going on around him, and there's smoke and shit. He emerged from the smoke, and it's all happening in real time. Okay, that's pretty cool to look at. But this shit,
It's like we have some untangling of webs to do.
So you're an expert at untangling webs?
Bitch, let me hear you sound like that in person. I will fucking end. I have no choice. My body will get away from me.
I feel like I'm not being a hater when I say that this is terrible.
But there's so much of this shit. There's so much of it. There's so much of people dressing up that want to be actors or even voice actors that sound like this. And it's like, y'all know this isn't good, right?
Better. We have done better. You remember our little stick figure drawings that we did on like episode 9?
Yes.
Yeah, way better.
And those are cartoons, though. I mean, like, don't dress up speaking like a fucking cartoon, please. Please. Have some self-awareness. Just have some fucking self-awareness. But that's just the mental illness on full display, that people aren't self-aware to realize that this shit is cringy and that it's not good. And that, like, even if you have a costume, even if you look the part, it's like, if you don't sound the part, if you don't have any business playing the part. That's just what it is. Just be a model.
Spider-Man's like witty and comical. And he's like lame.
Just fucking dress up. Have an awesome costume, dress up and show up like that Batman guy did at the riots. That's all you need. That's what cosplay should be.
Do a pose, don't say shit.
Don't say shit. And then when you talk to people, be yourselves. Like, thank you.
Yep.
It took me so long to make this fucking costume. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, and then show them all the details. But as soon as you start going, yeah, heck yeah, that's webtastic. Holy smokes. Oh no, Uncle Ben. When you start doing that breathy, high voice shit, the high and low, I'm so mad. When you start like hyper emoting, right?
Oh my God.
This is who we need to be at war with. I'm waging war en masse against people like this.
Against TikTokers?
Against not just TikTokers. TikTokers are fine. They pretend they can dance, whatever. They know they can't sing, so they lip sync. That, hey, perfectly fine. And you see the lips don't align with this. This is them speaking. They did voiceover, and then when they got out and recorded it, they're trying to line up the VO with their speaking, which they're doing a poor job of anyways, because it doesn't line up. But this is their voices, and this is how they behave in person too, not just in the booth. So I want to make that very clear. So this is not a mischaracterization of how they behave in public. People like who do that shit. So the story I heard today that I was like, why didn't I put these two together sooner? Because I had what we're talking about now with the cosplay. I had that in our document from a couple of weeks ago. But the story I heard today, like when I put that in next to this, I was like, oh my God, this is the same mental illness occurring before my very eyes. I think I'm bridging a gap that no one else has. This might be an exclusive L&C discovery here on the podcast, but there's a story that's emerging about a guy who met somebody on Bumble, or didn't even meet them, who on a dating app encountered a profile he really liked. I guess they didn't match. I don't know how it works on Bumble. I'm not above
The girls
30.
both got a match, and the girls got a message first.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So he saw this profile that he liked, and the girl didn't match him and didn't message him in the app, but because he liked the profile so much, he found her on Facebook somehow. Yeah, I see your face. You're especially shocked.
This
So-
is why the girl messages first on Bumble after you match.
Right. Okay. Hey, that makes perfect sense. That's a great system because that avoids this issue, right? But clearly not. I think it was just her first name too that he found her by. He just found her
He's
first
just
name.
fucking typing in like random letters. It's like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What did you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, so we're gonna dive deep into this one. So enough of fucking
my
spider dweeb
Like,
here.
A submarine.
Oh,
I promise I will stop.
You said what?
I said like a submarine.
Yeah,
I promise I will stop.
we're gonna go real
shit.
fucking deep here. I hope the hole can withstand the pressure we're about to explore. Okay.
Oh, can we hear him? Please.
Let's see here.
Please.
Oh, so we'll get into the voice messages. We will. That's why I said we're gonna take a deep dive here. This is a long one, so strap in, everybody. We're gonna have some fun looking at this
Keep on. Keep all
interesting
hands and
person.
arms and legs in the bride at all times.
Courtesy of pedestrian group, peep the effed voice messages a woman claims she copped via Facebook from a man she didn't match with. A Canadian woman has shared the deeply creepy voice messages she claimed to receive via Facebook from a man she didn't match with on Bumble. The sheer audacity men have will never cease to amaze me. Kelsey. He opened with Kelsey, just her name, on Facebook. That's the first message out of the blue. What are you doing if you get a message from somebody on anything that just opens with your name, like casually, like elongated, like, hey, you know, what's up?
You want me to be honest with you?
Go ahead.
I had people I know that send me messages and I just ignore them.
Yeah.
I just don't.
You just
I don't
ignore
respond.
it. Exactly. Just ignore it.
People send me messages. I just ignore them. I don't read them, or I like read them and unread them. Or sometimes you could like read them without them knowing that you read it, as long as you don't respond.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Read
I
it,
just
or
leave people.
maybe you read it from just like the preview in the little tiny bar before you click on it, right? You read, or you get the gist. It doesn't show the whole message, but you're like, okay, no, trying to reach
And I'm
out.
like, oop, I'm not going to respond, so no need for them to know I read it. So, yep.
Done. Wipe your hands of it.
Yep.
Move on. Exactly. I mean, and then it's a happy ending right there. Done. We can close the article. It's all over.
Yep.
But what
the
should go
massage
through
part.
your mind if somebody does that to you? If somebody doesn't respond to a message like that you might send them, what's your next course of action as the initiating party?
I would never do such a thing, but me being a logical person, because clearly we're talking about unreal person, you know what I'm saying? In a logical person, I call those unreal people, because it's like, you can't be real, you know what I'm saying? But as a logical person, I wouldn't do such a thing. But if I lost my mind, I was like fucking off the zonkies, and I happened to do it, you know what I'm saying, while, under heavy intoxication, I would wake up to that and be like, oh, damn, I was wilding. They didn't respond. I'm actually just I'm not even going to apologize. I'm just leave it alone and pretend I never did it. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you delete it because you don't want to see it anymore, you know?
Unsend for both parties.
Unsend for both. Exactly.
Friends and shit. Because that's what's going to happen.
Yes. But that's totally normal. Again, that is what any sane person would think. That's the course of action they would take. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yep.
But here's what ended up happening with this guy. It didn't quite go that way, if you can imagine. He follows up with, K shit. Mayhaps that was a tad overly enthusiastic for a stranger danger message on a sunny Friday morning. We're getting a little animated now. K shit. This is like internal monologue shit. This is like stuff that okay, he might have thought that for 2 seconds in his head.
You at least gotta we don't think before we speak.
Yeah,
He's
no, exactly.
as he's thinking of it, he let it send. He didn't like, no, erase that. I want to record something different. He was like, hey, fuck it, I'm gonna give her what I gotta give her.
I'm gonna give her this uncut version of
Yeah.
events.
I want
Everything
you
I
to
think of in
to
real
feel the
time.
raw me. I want you to see it all. My whole thought process out in the open.
If people knew what I was thinking about them at any given moment, they would lock my ass up. I would not be a free man. Just because they would hate me so much, they'd find any reason to put me with. Because I'm looking at people up and down, like, oh, who the fuck is?
I feel.
The fuck is?
I relate.
You know, I would just be everyone's number one adversary if they knew what I was thinking at all times.
I be telling people sometimes people be asking for it directly or indirectly, and when I let them know, they're not really a fan of me anymore.
Yeah, but
Some
you part
would
ways,
say-
whatever, sure. But hey,
some-
at least they know.
Hey,
I'd rather
Hey.
keep it private, though. I mean, just to be able to conduct business in public.
honestly, it is safer that way to keep it. Sometimes you gotta
Especially
keep
if I'm trying to court somebody. If my objective is to meet somebody that I'm interested in continuing conversation with, I certainly don't want to divulge all my deepest thoughts. In the moment, it's a game. Everyone's playing a game, right? And part of the game is keeping your mouth shut, using as few words as possible to convey the message you want to be received, and to move on and wait for the next person to make their move, to proceed with their turn. But what he does is he sort of, so not only is he talking with his internal monologue, this motherfucker is typing it out. He's putting his thumbs to work, saying, I mean, ellipses K. Like that's extra.
Is it text or is it a voice message?
This is text.
Oh, goddamn.
It's starting out with text. We're just getting started here. So the beginning is a message, an unprompted message that this lady received on Facebook. And when she got this, she didn't know how to respond. So she didn't, like you said, you ignore those things usually. And then he follows up with another text that's typed out like he spoke it, and he didn't speak it because the way it is typed out, it had to be manually typed. It wasn't speech to text either. So
speech to text be fucking shit up.
Yeah.
I use it a lot. But
it might have looked a little better if he did it that way. Truly, it just looks creepier and weirder the way it turned out this way. So, and then the fact that he's immediately in the second message, "stranger danger" are the words he used. It's like, okay, what kind of message are you sending? If the goal is to say you can let your guard down, maybe don't even bring up danger whatsoever. Maybe don't even acknowledge danger. If there's no danger, there's no reason to acknowledge it. That's how you.
The fact that that this is the situation you've created.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what I'm saying. You gotta let it go.
That's how this whole thing is going to be prefaced on how many opportunities this guy had for some self-awareness, and you'll see that unfold at every step of the way. So here we go. The next message is, my bad. Let's go with, can I explain? Fuck yeah, that works. And then this weird shrugging thing that he puts after. The article is for the guy who wrote this. Much to unpack, mayhaps. Kelsey responded by asking the dude if she knew him, which is exactly what anyone would do in that situation. And he says, "Oh, hey, no, we don't know each other. Sincere apologies for the subterfuge," he responded. "If you give me the tiniest bit of room, I'd be happy to explain. I reckon that said explanation will bring laughs and smiles." Okay, maybe at this point she responded, so that elicited a response, and he responded. Maybe she's intrigued now. Maybe that he's setting the stage for something interesting. Maybe this is like something from a chance meeting at a store that she forgot about. Maybe this is a family friend that she's being introduced to somehow. With said explanation will bring laughs and smiles. I mean, that could be anything. So, okay, maybe she's coming back around. But then he follows up. I don't think there was a response. He just follows with P.S. Not trying to rope you into a pyramid scheme to sell fancy Tupperware, ... yet. So then at that point, I think close the book. There's a chance this is a scam or that this is some sort of weird fucking, I don't know, some sort of internet scheme, right? I mean, like, why even bring up some shit that no one's talking about at all? Why go there? Why take it there?
Some people don't know how to talk, you know? They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it.
Kelsey told him to, quote, explain away, and this is where the voice messages come into the picture.
Okay.
More than 10 minutes of rampant verbal diarrhea, says the article. Buckle up, because this is going to be a tragic, bumpy ride. And I couldn't put it better myself. It's very hard to sit through. It is. And I think I said at the top, buckle in, you guys, because this is going to be the next 15, 20 minutes of conversation here. I think this might be the last story we cover this podcast, because it is insane. So I'm going to switch to Twitter now, where we can listen to these voice messages. They're fucking insane, and we will dissect each voice message one by one.
This is juicier than the Capri Sun. Ooh, God
if this guy hasn't, oh goodness gracious, here I am fucking. If this guy hasn't like changed his identity by this point, you know, if he hasn't hit the restart button,
exposed all over Twitter.
There's no better time. I don't know if he's exposed himself. I can't see his name anywhere, thankfully, but man, is this rough to even know that these are out there in the public discourse. Here we go.
Hey, Kelsey, how's it going? Don't mind me. I fucking hate texting. I think we're all better without it, so I usually use one of these when I can. Also, I don't know if you've ever seen that Key and Peele skit, but that's how I feel about texting. I could go on. Anyway, I just want you to know right off the bat, I fully accept how fucking weird this is. I'm sorry, but like I said, I think if you give me a second, you'll probably end up laughing. And not that you need my permission, but feel free to just laugh directly at me for being a fucking idiot, for I am surely about to embarrass myself right now. I would also make the argument that embarrassing myself on a microphone is a large part of my job, and I'm quite good at it. So here goes nothing. And sorry for the delay. I was going to get back to you, but someone called about a gig tomorrow, and I'm trying to help them find a musician. Also, I'm not sure if I'm fucking funny anymore. I just spent 60 minutes, like I said, playing guitar and singing to a room full of senior citizens, but the room was stuffy and hot. I had to do it with a surgical mask.
Did you pause that, or is that?
I paused it. We're only halfway through this first message. Okay, so all right.
Tell me she didn't respond to this shit. Did she respond to this shit?
I think out of just sheer like piqued interest, yes, she does entertain it just to see what the fuck is.
I wouldn't listen any further. Goddamn, girl, look, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Thirsty Thursday, but goddamn.
I don't think she knows yet. He hasn't even said where they met yet. It's the thing. She's just at this point, she's just trying to figure out who the fuck this person is, who has the audacity to speak to her like this so candidly and so friendly, you know. But immediately, my head goes to Spider-Man. I mean, this sounds like a Spider-Man to me, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like somebody who you said earlier, an unreal person, somebody who's not even acting like they know how to behave in society, you know, like their life is a movie or some type of cartoon. That's how he sounds. Listen to him.
And I'm not sure if I have any funny or social energy left, but I'm gonna try and fake it right now. So thank you for your understanding and patience. And here goes nothing. I'm a fucking idiot. Enjoy.
Here goes nothing. Listen, I'm going to try to explain. I really am. If you just hang on for just a second so I can explain myself, I'd be happy to. And we're going to laugh this off later. We're going to have so much fun later, laughing and making out, and we're going to be married in a week. We're going to be married in a week because you're just going to die laughing and I'm not going to kill you. Listen, I know we haven't met, but I'm not going to kill you. Kelsey, I'm not going to kill you. That's not what I want to do. Yes, I own 10 to 12 firearms. Yeah, I have, but they're safely stowed in a gun locker and only I know the combination. So myself nor anyone else is going to shoot and kill you at any point during this conversation. Kelsey, I promise. Yes, I know your location. Yes, I've acquired it somehow by means I'm not comfortable sharing yet, but if you stick around for the duration of this conversation I'm prepared to have with you, I'll explain how. We'll get there. I fucking promise. I mean, it's just insanity the way this guy even sounds, the way he sounds when he's speaking is fucking wild to me.
Last week on Ye Old Bumble, everyone's favorite online dating app. Punch me in the fucking face. Don't get me started on online dating. And I came across your bio and I let out a very emasculine noise. I mean, it was not. Is that a word? I don't know. It's kind of day I'm having, buddy. But it was not. I was like, this chick's made up. My first thought was that my mom paid you to write that bio just to make my day better, and I was curious just to.
What is he talking about?
This is why he's on Bumble.
Yeah, it's because every interaction he's had, like any two-way interaction he's had with people on like Tinder or anything else, has swiftly ended. Has not gone well.
Son, so it's like, is he just leaving motherfuckers voice messages? Eventually, you got to learn when shit don't work, and you got to try a new approach. If he like said like 98% less words than he does, he would be good.
Yeah. This guy he has to have some type of learning disability, you know?
I was thinking that for real.
He's got to be like autistic or something where he doesn't understand the social cues that go into having a conversation like this, excuse me. Because the way he's just how
it's like every dot has details to every sub dot.
Yes. Like, yeah. Like how he's going off on these little,
he's
little
like,
side
he's
roads.
like, I made a peanut butter jelly sandwich for lunch. Did you know that George Washington Carver made peanut butter? But you know, back in the day, so farm peanuts in China.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, first of all, who asked? I know it wasn't her because you opened this up. You started, so just get to the fucking point. You know how easily he could have said between now and the first message that he found her on Bumble, and we're only just now like almost 2 minutes into the series of voice messages he sends that now she knows where they found each other.
You know something though? This is still better than that Spider-Man guy.
Really?
No matter how painful this is still way better than that.
Yeah, no, I have to agree, truly, because at least this guy's actually going to kill this lady. And that Spider-Man over there is never going to rescue anyone, and he's never going to be able to web swing, and he's never going to be anything. He's just going to be some loser who made a costume and speaks in a dumb voice, unironically. But this guy is going to be on the news. He is on the news because they're trying to find him before he kills several women. You know what I mean? So at least he's doing something. At least listen to this.
But the more I read, I was like, holy fuck, this person's kind of weird. And I just figured I'd say howdy, and that if I talk to myself like an asshole for a couple of minutes, you'd probably feel the same as me. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know the depths of your soul from a couple cursory sentences and some photos, but I am a very good judge of character. I'm a keen study of
I don't think so. This is voice, but I don't imagine he's blinked a single time when saying this. That's what I'm picturing. What do you picture? Like somebody who sounds like this.
Talk.
How do they look?
I didn't even think about it. I guarantee he's just having the time of his life. He's just like real into it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a very good judge of character. It's like
And I say I don't think he's blinked because I think he would announce that. I have to blink. Hold on. Wait a minute.
I just blinked. I just blinked 7
blinked.
times.
My eyes were burning because I wanted to get this all out, and I couldn't. I can't multitask right now. I'm so tired. I have so much going on. Did I tell you about that I don't think I'm funny? It's like, oh my God, man. Shut the fuck. You're insufferable.
Psychology. And, I've been...
Have I told you about my favorite YouTuber? He's this guy that dresses as Spider-Man.
In online dating for a couple of years, so I definitely know how to identify the kind of person. I'm like, if nothing else, the world would be better for your friends. So,
how many of these is
in
there?
the trenches of online dating.
There's a few. Look at this. Like, she said one fucking thing. Explain away, and then it's this. Now, listen, I'm not gonna pretend I haven't done things like this. Okay.
You said things like this. Let me tell you something. If I text somebody on a regular, I might shoot them multiple texts because we're already cool.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Only to somebody that I know, that I have
I'm gonna shoot you this information. I'm gonna shoot you this information. I'm gonna shoot you this information.
In fact, you do that to me on the regular on Instagram. You do that all the time. I get a pile, just a stack of 20 videos. I didn't respond a single time, but here they come, one after another. And my friend CJ is doing that to me too now. I told him, I was real clear. I was like, I'm gonna have to do you like Lorenzo and cut you the fuck off. I'm gonna have to give you a limit. If you send me 20 memes a day, that's you pushing me away, whether you realize it or not. You're making me uncomfortable, and I'm gonna have to call the police. And you know what there's a high chance might happen if the police get involved. You know, and that's just an unfortunate statistic in this country. I hate to admit, but if I have to call the police, if it comes to that, because you can't stop sending me 30, 40 memes a second, then I'm going to have to do that. And I will be pressing charges, so. But it's more acceptable because we know each other. We've known each other for years, and that we have extended conversations and record conversations, and we have an existing friendship. This is wild. That this is
literally crazy and creepy.
Crazy, creepy. It's way too familiar, and it's just all overboard.
For a couple of years, so I definitely know how to identify the kind of person. I'm like, if nothing else, the world would be better if we were friends. So hear me out. First of all,
if nothing else, the world would be better if we were friends. So he's already qualifying. He's like, hey, I know chances are slim that we'll get together now, but at least we can still be friends, and I know that we can be, and that the world will be a better place. So let's be friends. But here we go. I'm still trying to date you. So let's still hear me out, if you will.
Shrug emoji. No one else uses it. It's typed into my phone. If I type shrug with 2 G's.
So I guess in her profile on Bumble, what he's alluding to here is that she had that shrug thing in the message, the typed out where it's all the bars that make the shrug face. Yeah. She had that in her bio, as a cute joke or something, or just, just to have it there.
Yeah.
And now he's going on a rant about this one aspect. He's like, I saw that and I knew instantly that you were cool, and that because I can't find that anywhere. I don't know how to make it. I had to look it up online just to be able to copy and paste it. I didn't know how you did it. Like, why?
Just shows up. Same thing on my laptop. I'll use it in work emails. Fuck it. So right away, I'm like, interesting. I don't get it, though. She's cute. For how pretty she is, she should be boring. Why does she seem kind of strange in a good way? I think you said something about live music. My job is actually live music. I play guitar and sing. I do about 25 shows a month. I know it sounds made up. I feel...
Okay. If that's his full-time job, playing guitar and singing, 25 shows a month? We'll say average of 30 days a month. He's got a week of rest in between shows, and I'll assume his shows go anywhere from 2 to 5 hours each. That's a regular job. That's not crazy. So what he said isn't crazy. I mean, and I assume he's like just a normal gig worker. He's not like the shit. He's not doing anything insane. Like
Yeah,
no,
no big, or he'd be on the other apps.
yeah, right, truly. Or people would know him, and he'd need to be on like Raya or whatever, you know. So
Yeah,
he's not a
he wouldn't
celebrity
be
by any stretch of the
Bumble
imagination.
talking a million fucking words a minute.
Holy shit! What are you thinking so far? Can you hear it clearly? First, I know it's a little quiet.
It's a little low, but I could kind of hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it up some. But what are you thinking so far?
Why is he still doing this? This is painful. This is painful. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I'm like, and then I'm like, people don't think like, would you, if somebody did this shit, you'd be like, oh, this person's fucking crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and then like, I don't know. I think people just don't think. I'm like, she's obviously not interested. Why are you trying so hard for someone that's not interested? And then I'm like, something I think of often when we had Trey Solo on the podcast, and he was like, I try to make sure I'm like as not creepy as possible, and I was like, yeah, because like I don't need it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's like this guy, he clearly needs it, but it's like, hey son, you gotta find it somewhere else because there's someone just like you out there.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh for sure.
He'll find. She'll be like, and then when then I saw you had a little shruggy thing in your thing, and I thought that was so cool, so I had to Google it.
He's gonna find her at a convention. I'll say that right now. At a fucking at a superhero expo. That's where he. I'm serious because that's where those fucking socially awkward weirdos are. They have to dress up to feel normal, and then they get into their themselves, and themselves are these weird ass caricatures of people, you know. And this guy walks around and operates like this, and then old people, and just bystanders think it's charming. I'm sure in person they think, oh, he is always so happy. He is just a breath of fresh air everywhere he goes. And I'm so glad we had him play for our event, and I'll have him back as many times as we want because he's so eager to do it too. Wow, what a great guy. That is not the energy you should carry with a random person that you're trying to court at all. Drop that shit immediately.
It's like, what is that? Do you know what you're supposed to do? Do you know what the goal is? Like, you're not like,
Oh my fucking god. So we'll skip around here and get to the crazy ones, but I
live very comfortably. Life is good. I do play at a lot of retirement homes.
Listen to that. I mean, that was crazy. I can't turn it up anymore. I'm afraid. I have it at max volume now, but I mean, this right here, when he like breathes.
Very comfortably. Life is good.
Very comfortably. Life is good. He's trying to get in as much air as possible real quick. The fucking
my man's like SpongeBob with when he's the fucking waiter. All I know is fine dining and breathing.
Oh my fucking god. Ugh. Terrifying.
Come on, Chelsea. Like, yeah, you're kind of cute, but I'm pretty damn sweet. Try harder. I don't know. It's just to see someone mention that in a bio, I'm like, thank you. I could see that you feel this.
Just holy fuck, it's just so much. So he sends 3 full-length voice memos, or sorry, one minute, 1 3-minute, and 1 5.5-minute voice memo, and then he says, "Ha, curiosity got the better of you," unprompted, and then she says, "Dude. So you saw me on Bumble and found me on Facebook. How?"
Oh my god.
I want to like blow this up, his little photo here. I really want to see what he looks like. That's what I want more than anything. I just want to see if like my intuition is confirmed, if he just looks like a fucking insane person.
I can imagine how he looks. So like, I guess she responded hoping that she could like shut it down because keep sending fucking shit. Like, did she listen to the voicemails? She probably did. I wouldn't have.
I think so, and
I
that's
don't know
why,
how
and that's why you
many-
said, "Ha, curiosity got the better of you," because she listened. Yeah, she is intrigued. She's like, "What is wrong with this person?
Why
is
are
this?"
these so long? What is
And
he,
she's
what is
safe to a point. She's like, "Okay, I know I can engage this and feel safe where I'm at, so why not?" You know, I get that. Maybe she's bored right now too. Maybe this is entertainment for her
She's at
to
work.
a point. She's at work. Yeah, so exactly. So
Yep.
it's like, why not just like entertain this for a little bit? I do that with scam calls all the time. I'll take a call on my lunch break, especially. Hell yeah, because what am I doing? I'm just gonna watch a dumb YouTube video I'm gonna forget in 5 minutes. Why not have a meaningful interaction with somebody who's trying to steal my money and ruin their day? I do that all the time. So this is a totally rational response on her part. But
I might start doing that.
yeah, but she's starting to be, a little weirded out by this. She's like, dude,
Oh yeah.
you fucking how did you fucking find me? I just have my first name on there. How? Tell me. And his response is, oh, I honestly just typed in Kelsey and I guess I got lucky. I figured because you put live music, we might have friends in common or something. I blame Zuckerberg. So because they're nearby each other, I assume Bumble works by proximity, right?
Yeah.
They probably do have enough in common, or maybe like one single friend in common, where she would come up as one of the top like 10 search results with her first name. That's just how Facebook does work. So yeah, I blame Zuckerberg. Yeah, okay, that's another cute joke of about 1,000 weird off-color jokes, but it does make sense. He didn't need her last name to find her. And I hope to God that her address isn't at all associated with her Facebook account.
For the love of fuck.
Oh my God.
I was like 2 minutes into one and it was awesome and funny and I was so proud of it. And then someone called me again about a gig this evening and it's like, you know that thing where your friends know you're busy or you're on a date or something and then that's when they decide to call? Jesus Christ. We'll take it as a good sign. So I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but
So somebody called him and interrupted his rants. And he's like, fuck them, man. They fucking interrupt. I was in the middle of talking to you, and I got a fucking phone call from my fucking friend. It threw me off.
Someone I actually know. I wonder if he was like, I wonder if you mentioned it to him. Hey, dude, I'm leaving this girl voice messages. Chill.
Well, that's
like,
what he said. He said it like, oh, let me go back. He said it like they know he's on a date, like this is a date.
and then that's when they decide to call. Jesus Christ. We'll take it as a good sign. So you know that thing where your friends know you're busy or you're on a date or something?
The thing where your friends know you're busy or you're on a date or something. Buddy, this is not a date. You're harassing somebody.
They're probably trying to stop him. They're like, bro, he's like, I left from their voice message. She didn't respond. I'm leaving better. And then they're like, stop. What are you doing?
Holy shit, man. This is fucking crazy.
Don't leave one.
This is wild. That is so unhinged.
I
Make me think that maybe
so
we should
much
just
that
try
I'm
after
me
sex or
and
not
not
talk to
him.
people anymore.
Yes.
And yeah, it was ridiculous. I honestly wouldn't even swipe on someone that lived in Brantford, but I meant what I said. Like, I think the world would be a better place if you and I were friends, if nothing else. So I fully accept how strange and unconventional this is. I got a vibe and I figured I got to go with it. I was like,
I fully accept how strange and unconventional this is. He said that himself. Then why are you persisting? Why are you still going? Right? This isn't after she responded with dude, though. This is still before that. So this is, he's in silence. All she said was, yeah, you can explain what's going on. If you want to explain, go for it. This is him just spiraling.
like in a really good
The
mood
fact that
day.
it wasn't boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
God damn.
Holy, does he say anything
Your shoes
interesting
now.
at the end
What
of
I
this?
want to know if I was Kelsey. Oh,
And it's quiet too, because he's like, a lot of points he's just like, what should I say? Oh yeah, and then he remember, like, at that point, if you don't know what you're supposed to be saying right now,
Just stop.
just delete it, restart. You can always restart these voice messages, right? What's the point of including? And that's the same thing of he's deliberately typing his every thought at once and sending that first. So this is a guy who doesn't have a filter, who doesn't know when too much is enough.
Maybe he doesn't get the cues. Maybe he's a little, you know what I'm saying?
No, I think so. I think that's what we're dealing with. Either that or he's on drugs right now. You know,
What
I've
if
had that.
he is,
I've had
That's
that
just like
happen. I had that happen a little recently, actually. I was messaging somebody I was messaging somebody before and after they did coke, and
I
after
was going to say coke. Yes.
after that, when they did the cocaine, they were just blowing me up like constantly. Like
Coke gets you like
they,
them motherfuckers.
this motherfucker was sending me text messages, like full length text messages, like one every like 2 seconds, or like
He was
full
having the
complete
best
thoughts.
fucking ideas of his life.
Yeah, and I blocked him immediately. I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck is.
I was gonna say he's probably on meth. He's trying to get the best fucking orgasm of his life.
I don't know, but that shit was insane. The turnaround. Like, here's a guy relatively subdued, which spoke normally, and then immediately he was just like wired. I was like, I cannot deal with this.
Don't come to me with this. When you like that, don't do that.
Don't fucking do that shit ever again. That
I
shit was
found out this
insane.
one girl. I used to talk to this girl, but then she started doing like some heavier stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
she had the respect enough to be like, she was like, I don't want you to see me high. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But then I found out what that means, and I was like, oh word, yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Yeah.
Nothing. Get me the fuck out of. That's always it's like a life raft. When you see some shit like that, just get out while you can. Here's the last one. Let's just hear how this concludes.
I'm going to go to the park and feed the ducks. My favorite swan couple, Mr. Plump and Mrs. Plumfet, they just had babies a couple weeks ago. So, like, I'll run up.
This motherfucker said he needs to go feed the ducks or the swans at his park, and he's given them names. Mr. Plump and Mrs. What did he say? Mrs. Plumfet?
I'm fucking dying.
So already that's... hold on. Let's
Yeah, I hope that all made some kind of
this.
sense. And if nothing else, please take the sincere compliment. I've seen hundreds of shitty bios, probably thousands, and yours was easily top 3. The only reason I'm not giving you number 1 is because then it would seem like I'm lying. But I'm a very genuine, honest person, and...
Your profile was number 2. I can't give you 1 because it seemed like I made that up right now. So, in this... For the sake of truthfulness, I'll put you at 2. So he's like negging her a little bit. It's so fucking weird. This is so weird. But then he's
yeah. Actually, on my way home, I'm going to go to the park and feed the ducks. My favorite swan couple, Mr. Plump and Mrs. Plumfet, they just had babies a couple weeks ago. So, like, I'll run up and they recognize me. And
No?
that is so. If I'm her, I'm never going to a park again. That was my last trip to the duck pond a year ago. That was it. And I have to say goodbye to those Pokestops. You know, to all that shit down there at the duck pond is over. If he's down there with his bread, naming these fucking ducks, I am not within miles of that place ever again. Oh my word, that is fucked. Oh, that gets under my skin to know that somebody like that is like even near you, close enough to you that they could find you on Facebook with your first name.
That's one of my worst fears, is that like somebody would like find me or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's just fucking
I'm calling
unsettling.
the cops immediately, just so you all know. Immediately.
And now that's like a villain origin story type thing, right? Because this could very well be. Listen, I'm not going to rule out that this isn't a wholesome person and that this guy isn't completely like this, right? But if this is leaning more mental divergence, then he just needs a coach or somebody to be there with him in situations like this, or some medicine, something to prevent him from doing it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
He could be on Love on the Spectrum.
Exactly. Something like that. Like truthfully, like.
He's like, I like the name ducks and feed them bread.
Yes, that's his little fun fact at the top, you know? And he's not even because clearly he's totally cogent. He's very well spoken, articulate. You know, he can get his thoughts across. And it seems like his problem is just that, is oversharing. But so, like I said, I'm not gonna say he's not like a totally good person, but this is the villain origin story, the turn in that this is gonna happen one too many times where people reject him for being honest and open with people to a fault, and he's probably gonna start holding grudges, and he's probably gonna start. It's just a matter of when that starts, you know. Like
this is how Andrew Tate started.
Yeah. Apparently this guy, this is not the first time he's done something like this. Like, he's done this to other people too.
Oh no, it can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people, and people do things, and that's what they do.
Yeah, truly. People do things. He does this. This is his calling card. He's leaving honestly, a ton of voice messages.
It's not as bad as other things. You know what I'm saying? You know, big ups. I don't know.
Well, so
it's not good, but like, it's not. I don't think it's malicious. It's not good, but it's not malicious. You know what I'm saying?
So we don't have his name or anything, but I hope sincerely that he's on like a watch list or something for this area in Canada. You know, like there should be a list of names of people who are like, if you see this person on this dating app in this proximity, you know,
you gotta do a little a setup. You gotta do a setup.
So like, yeah. He needs to be set up on a staged date to see what happens, and if everything goes okay, if he doesn't fucking kill anybody,
he's a danger to women everywhere.
Yeah, this is certainly a potential danger. Absolutely.
Oh, no, son, definitely a danger. Definitely.
Babies are squeaking. The hierarchy of like waterfowl cute babies, it goes swan babies, then ducklings, and then goslings. But yes, I may or may not.
A hierarchy of waterfowl, he said. And he's ranking how cute different water birds are.
You know what? I'm jealous. I wish that I was out here ranking waterfowl. I wish I was doing that. I'm gonna be more like,
holy shit, man.
Like this guy. Oh shit.
Whoever he is, I hope he's okay. I hope he didn't do anything drastic after being exposed like this, you know, truly, because that is rough. I hope
he calls into the show to explain himself.
Please, we would be happy to talk to you, sir, and to get you the help that you so desperately need.
You're a professional.
Yes.
Can I tell you about the wonders of therapy?
I just started therapy, and I got a couple people I can refer you to, my man. You need something. It cannot continue like this.
This must not go on.
It can't. Pretty soon, those ducks that you're feeding, if they even exist, they're gonna turn against you, and when they leave you, then you'll know it's too late. To many, it's already too late.
The story starts. That's when this villain starts.
First of all,
that's when
I never fucking see that shrug emoji.
Chelsea left me.
Holy shit, man. Whew. All right.
That was painful. I wanted to bang my head on the mic. Listen to him. I'm like, why is this so painful?
Sorry to subject y'all to that, truly, but I thought it was just so.
That's what they play in Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, you listen to him try to convince you. You listen to him try to convince you to go to Panera Bread together. You know, even though you didn't match in the last cell. Yeah.
But still better than that fucking Spider-Man video.
Yeah, it was. Again, because you know he's not faking. This guy is the real deal. Those Spider-Man freaks, what they do in real life is like, they're like, you know, like they avoid eye contact and they hate themselves, and they have to wear a dumb costume and act like an idiot to feel normal. If you had any advice for this guy in specific, what would you say to him as we play the show out?
I don't know, fucking talk to somebody. Get a therapist. Get some fucking friends. Listen to your friends, because I'm sure his friends were like trying to call him and
Yeah,
beg
that's
him.
what they were trying to do. They're like, hey guys, I'm going on a date.
It was like, Tyler, but that date where? It's like, well, I'm leaving her voicemail so she can agree to the Tyler, please. He's not
Wait,
answering.
We told you the last 10 times not to do that. That's why no
Please
one's
stop
responding.
doing this. No, but she responded. She likes it. Tyler, please, please. Oh my God, stop. You gotta stop, man.
She's not gonna want to talk to you anymore, man.
Well, she never wanted to talk to you, but she's definitely not gonna want to now.
I just really, I want his name. I want his identity. I do. I wouldn't even share it. I just want to know what this person looks like. That's really it.
Send him to the show. We're gonna have him on.
Yes.
We're gonna dissect his mind.
I need to speak to this guy. And I'll research it after. I'll find his ass after. We'll reach out. We'll reach out. We'll leave at least 8 voicemails in between 20 extended text messages.
Hey, Tyler, man, it's the L&C game.
Just got back from the duck pond, Tyler. The whole time I was there, I was thinking, hey, I got this show I do with my cousin, with my buddy in Maryland, and oh my God, we would just love to have you on, man. And can I say about your profile on Facebook? I read a little bit, and it really sat well with me. You just seem like such a good person. I would be beside myself if we didn't connect. The world would be a better place if we connect, is all I'm saying. And we should, to make the world better. And if you don't, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking end your life. If you say no, I'm gonna have to take matters into my own hands. And I don't want to do that, Tyler. I want you to cooperate and come on the show. And I'll say it just like that. I won't say it any other way. Because I think you have to speak to him on his level.
Yeah.
Let him call the cops on me after behaving the exact same way. Let him do that. I swear to God.
He probably would. He'd be like, what a fucking creep.
What a creep. What a weirdo. The fuck kind of message is this? I don't even know this person. Where do they come from? Yeah, that's the irony of people like that, right? Is they'll never be able to see like the mirror held up to them. Like, that was really weird. Even though he said like 12 times that, like, I know this is weird. I'm prefacing this with, I know that this is unordinary. Yeah. Oh my God. We're going to get him on the show. We're going to get him and the kid who trips on the ball on the show, one after the other. Hell yeah.